Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome once again. Welcome to our podcast. This is your boy, your men's life coach, Rolando. It is a Monday. This is Motivation Monday. This is our Motivation Monday series here at xyspark. And we just want to say welcome to you, whether you're joining us live on the Podbean app or on iTunes, wherever you're joining us from, on Spotify. We want to say welcome to our podcast. Those of our viewers who are live on YouTube, thank you for being here with us. To our regular and those who follow us on TikTok, we want to say welcome. We appreciate you and thank you for being here the beginning of another week. It is a Monday. Wherever you are located around the planet, we want to say we appreciate you. And guys, we see where you have been liking, you have been downloading, you have been sharing the content of what we continue to create here. And we just want you guys to know that we really value your feedback. So thank you. Thank you so very much. We want to send mad appreciation to you from XY Spark. How was your weekend? I hope you guys did something fun. I hope you guys, took some time to take care of yourself. Hope you spent some quality time with family, with friends. Even if you were alone, I hope that you were able to do something by yourself that has to do with empowering and self growth and self development, because we continue to remind you guys here that our goal here at XY Spark is to keep those conversations going about the importance of paying attention to our mental health. So I want to reiterate that our goal here on XY Spark is to continue to have conversations about how we can normalize conversations about men's mental health. So, as usual, we just want to remind you here that at XY Spark, we believe that there is a spark in you, because personal development is not an event, it is a lifestyle. And we aim and we seek to teach you practical ways how to celebrate that lifestyle. So, our topic for today, guys, is how to bounce back from adversity. How to bounce back from adversity. And, guys, adversity is one of those things that most times, and most of us, we don't like to experience any adversity. Why? Because when we experience adversity, it's almost as if we fold up and we fall into so many different forms of behavior. Some of us get really depressed, some of us get discouraged, some of us isolate. Today, we want to talk about how we can overcome adversity and still achieve success. I want to say welcome to you, those who are joining us live on TikTok. I see you. Thank you for being here. Just sending a shout out your way. All right. So, we're talking about overcoming adversity. Have you ever experienced adversity? And what form of adversity did you experience? Adversity comes in so many different forms. There are times when you may get a text on your phone, for example, and it's coming from someone who you loved or someone with whom you were connected, and the text simply says, hey, this is not going to work, and it broke you. All right. Sometimes you may show up at work with a smile on your face, you're happy go lucky, only to hear that, hey, we have to lay you off. Sometimes you're in business deals, and all of a sudden, after investing thousands or millions of dollars, you find that, hey, everything fell through. And you think, my world is over. That's it for me. you know Sometimes you have a loved one, and you get a call, mom just passed away, dad just passed away. And I can relate to that because I've received calls like that over the past 2 3 years. And so many different forms of adversity comes our way from time to time. And learning how to bounce back from that adversity, it's what is going to help us to reach our goals and to become the best version of ourselves. All right. So wherever you're joining us from, just want to remind you guys that I want you to share, this live video. Invite more of your friends to come if you're joining us on TikTok, on YouTube, on the Podbean app. Let's get the conversations going. Also, if you'd like to join in the conversation, we also give live coaching right here in the moment. So if you have a question, if you'd like to join in the conversation, please do not be shy. All right, please come on in, let's chat, let's talk about it. So we're talking about bouncing back from adversity. Now there are some pointers that I'm going to share with us today as it relates to bouncing back from adversity. The first point that I want us to be mindful of if we are going to bounce back from adversity is we have got to learn to focus on the things that we have control over. You see, it is so easy for us to get distracted by focusing on all the things that we cannot control. And the more time we spend focusing on the things that we cannot control, is the more defeated we are going to feel at the end of each day. So, if you're experiencing adversity right now, are you feeling overwhelmed because your mind is consumed with focusing on things that you do not have control over? Recognizing what you do not have control over sooner rather than later is going to help you to make it through adversity and come out on top every single time. Why? Because what you can't control, you just can't control. And we have to learn to radically accept that if this is something outside of my control, it doesn't matter how much energy I put into it, pardon me, I'm not going to win because it is beyond my capacity to change. It is beyond my capacity to do anything about it. So focusing on what we do not have control over will keep us stuck longer in adversity. So number one, seek to focus on the thing that you have control over. Number two, guys, is when we're going through adversity, we have got to not isolate. If you want to overcome adversity, isolation will not help. Overcoming adversity means you need to make connections. You need to connect with healthy support system. You need to connect with the coach. You need to connect with the therapist. You need to connect with somebody, friends or family who will help you to achieve your goal. So if you're going through adversity of any kind, it's important for you to not isolate. It's important for you to make connections, right? We're human beings and we are naturally inclined to have social interactions and connections. When we isolate, when we're going through adversity, it does not help us to overcome or to achieve or to learn or to get insights as it relates to how we can best manage the adversity. So, if we want to seek to bounce back from adversity, connection is an important part of that. Okay. Hey, Susan, good to see you. Thanks for joining us live here on TikTok. So, guys, remember number one is focus on what you have control over. Number two, seek to work on making connections. All right. Number three is remember this you are not the only one. So, if you want to overcome adversity, it's important for you to pause and reflect on the language that you are constantly entertaining. For example, when you ask yourself questions like, "Why is this happening to me?" I've been, I haven't had any good luck now. What you have to remember, guys, is this: is that bad things do happen to good people, right? You are not, you and I are not immune to bad things happening to us. But when we get to that place where we're able to recognize that, hey, this thing is happening to me, it's not just me. There are several other persons that is happening to. I wish it wasn't happening to me, but recognizing that it's happening to you will give you now the drive, the realization that now that I recognize what's going on in my life, then I've got to seek now to take ownership of it. Yes, I did say it. Take ownership of what's happening to you. Face it, face the fear that goes with it, and do the work that needs to be done that's going to help you to heal and recover from it. You see, dealing with and overcoming adversity, guys, means taking ownership of what is happening to you right now in the moment so that you're able to do the work that's necessary. So if you want to overcome adversity, it's going to be so important for you to take the responsibility of what's happening in your life. And sometimes why the adversity lasts so long and why the adversity continues longer than it normally would is because we prefer to not take ownership of it. We prefer to ignore what's happening. We prefer to pretend. We use words like, hey, I'm okay. We say, you know what, this will pass eventually. I don't need to do anything. And guys, I can tell you from personal experience that when we're going through adversity, it's very important to do at least three things. Number one, find a safe space to talk about it. I myself, when I lost my mom this year, right? When I lost my dad 2 years ago and my older brother, when I lost my sister this year, I've had to find a safe space to talk about it. Why? Because keeping it inside wasn't going to be beneficial. Denying the emotions that came with that wasn't going to be beneficial. So I've had to learn how to process that, losing my dad, losing my eldest brother, losing my mom and my sister. And all these happen in the same year, 2 years apart each time. So acknowledging how that impacted my life was an important part of that first step towards healing. But finding a safe space, talking with somebody, processing that, getting it out was what helped me to deal with the adversity that comes with losing my brother, my mom, my dad, and my sister. So you've got to give yourself permission to acknowledge how you're feeling about it, but also to step out and say, hey, I need to find a safe space to talk about it and to process it. That's one of the key steps that needs to be taken if we want to overcome adversity. All right. The next thing that's important in overcoming adversity is we have to choose. We have to make a choice. You see, adversity continues to control or overwhelm us as we choose to remain focused on the why is this happening to me? On the I'm a good person. This shouldn't be happening in my life, right? But we choose to recognize that, hey, yes, this is happening to me now, but what are the life lessons that I can take from this? You see, when you look at the stories of some of the people in the world who are the most successful, they went through adversity. When you listen to the stories of a Denzel Washington, when you listen to the story of of a colonel, when I listen to the story of a Tony Robbins, when I listen to all these stories, all these men have gone through adversity, and here they are now. They are sharing from their own life experiences that, hey, because this happened to me, it helped me to become better. So the adversity that you go through, it's actually a part of your journey towards becoming better. Another important piece in overcoming adversity, guys, is taking the time while you're going through the adversity to reset in your reality. So ask yourselves really potent questions. Hey, I see you. I see the goat. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. If you are going through adversity right now, it's going to be critical, very critical, for you to pause and ask yourself, okay, who am I? Who am I? Why I'm saying this, guys, is that rediscovering your identity will help you to celebrate more your authenticity. And celebrating your authenticity will help you to recover more from the adversity because you are not the only one. To all our TikTok viewers, please like, share, comment, invite a friend to come on in and join. Right now, we're live also on Podbean and on YouTube. Feel free to join the conversation. Feel free to ask any questions. We are here also to offer to you live life coaching calls in the moment. I'm your boy, your men's life coach, Rolando, and we're here, weekday mornings, Monday to Friday at 5:30 a.m. So if you are up at that time and you want to join our conversation, please, you're welcome to do so. So celebrating your authenticity is key as it relates to overcoming adversity. And oftentimes, when we get into that space where we're experiencing adversity, we shy away from doing this because we feel that it's not something that I want to do. I should keep wallowing in self-pity. I should stay wallowing in the pain. I deserve this is happening to me. It's all my fault. If we're going to overcome adversity, we have got to let go of self-blaming. Stop blaming yourself. We are humans and we will make mistakes. So you made a mistake and it's tough to recognize it. Absolutely. But it's also tougher if you are not choosing to let go. So you have to make the choice to let go in order to bounce back from adversity. And sometimes we're not bouncing back from adversity because we continually choose to wallow in self-pity, in resentment. We wallow in that for so long that it's almost as if it has become or default. If we are going to bounce back from adversity, we have got to choose to stop wallowing in self pity and self hate. We've got to have more compassion and on ourselves. And as we create that new mindset, it will help us to create new perspectives and we can start living our life to its fullest again. All right? The next thing, if we're going to overcome adversity, is we've got to change our focus. Changing our focus will help us now, guys, to create different perspectives. Changing our focus will help to create a different mindset. Remember, we tell you this that mindset will break a man or make a man. So if our mindset is continually stuck in the mistakes of our past, if our mindset is continually stuck in not allowing ourselves to move beyond this failure, quote unquote, that we had, then we are going to constantly remain stuck in the adversity. So overcoming adversity, guys, really takes intentionality. All right. If you're not intentional, you're not going to be able to overcome adversity. But intentionality challenges us now to do something different with our focus, with our thinking. It takes us away from staying stuck in the anger, staying in self doubt. It takes us away from that and helps us to be more elevated into a new experience just from creating a new mindset and changing our perspectives. So, if you want to bounce back from adversity, these four things that we talked about today is going to be critical for us to start doing. And bouncing back from adversity, guys, this one thing I can tell you is it's not going to just happen by just our imagination. No, it's going to happen when we are intentionally taking the initiatives to change our focus. All right? It's going to happen intentionally, or it's going to happen when we're able to commit to doing something differently. It's going to happen when we make better decisions, when we choose. It's going to happen when we make connections. It's going to happen when we take ownership of that journey so that we can start elevating ourselves from staying stuck in one place to growing and becoming the best version of ourselves. Listen, I want you guys to recognize and understand this, that adversity is not something that any of us are immune to, right? It will touch on our doorsteps at any time. You may be going through it right now, but the powerful thing is this, is that you can bounce back. You can bounce back. I'm not sure where you are. Hey, Barbie, I see you. But I want you to know that you can bounce back from adversity if you start by focusing more on the things that you are able to control. Start there. You can bounce back from adversity if you find a space to vent. You can do that in several ways. You can try journaling, for example. If you feel like, hey, if I go say this to anybody, they'll judge me. Okay, your journal will not judge you. So journal. Get out some of those negative thoughts, get out some of those self critical thinking, put it down in writing, and relieve yourself of carrying around that weight, that emotional, psychological weight that is destroying you from the inside out. Overcoming adversity, guys, is not an impossibility. It's possible. But you have got to understand this, that staying stuck in adversity is a choice. Okay? You can choose to stay stuck in the adversity, or you can choose to work hard on breaking away from it. And breaking away from it means being intentional, doing something differently, refuse to isolate, creating a new perspective, confronting some of those negative thought patterns, okay, rewriting those scripts, changing the internal messaging, and working towards healing and recovery. Guys, this is your boy Rolando. We appreciate you so much and thank you for joining us here today on xyspark. This is a podcast for men. But I want to say, all our listeners, all our female followers and listeners who have been joining us, we appreciate you and we do hope that you have gained some insight about ways that you can even go and practice this in your own life, because our podcast offers to you practical solutions to help you to become the best version of yourself. If you have a topic that you'd like us to talk about, please feel free to message us on the back end. We'll come here, we'll talk about it. This is your boy, your men's life coach, Rolando. We do offer also live life coaching calls. So if you'd like to join our conversation, please join in, ask any questions. We are here for you to work with you and to offer you live life coaching in the moment. In the meantime, please like, share, subscribe. We're going to be here Monday through Friday at 5:30 a.m. We're live on YouTube. We're live on the Podbean app at xyspark.com, and we're live here on TikTok. Guys, Once again, we want to say to you, personal development is not an event, it's a lifestyle. And creating the mindset to practice that lifestyle is something that all of us can do. And I believe in you. I know you can do it too. So go out there and do it. We hope that you guys will have a wonderful week. We hope to see you again tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Enjoy your day. And as usual, we just continue to remind you that at xyspark, we believe that there is a spark in you and you. And we will see you again next time. Have a fantastic day until